Hey there, Soul Shines. It's Michelle, and I am inviting you to wake up and live. And today I am going to share with you what I've read so far from a book that I got from the library. So I sometimes peruse the personal development and other um, areas of the library that are kind of self-help or things like that books. And I just kind of, whatever calls out to me. Oh, can you hear me better now? Hopefully. Designing your life vision. Discover the themes of your heart and play with the colors and patterns of your dreams by Karen W. Poole. And I thought that this was really fun, and so I checked it out and I have read the first chapter. Um, and so I wanted to tell you about it and share some of the activities in it. So the one of the things she talks about is that we lose track of our creativity and our intuition as we grow up. As children, we tended to have a lot more freedom in our creativity. We'd have an idea of what we'd want, and we would like draw a picture of it. And even if it couldn't actually exist according to common knowledge, like purple giraffes, we did it anyway. We didn't really care. We just picked the color that made us happy. We drew the animal that made us happy, or things like that. And then as we grew up, we got different rules that we took on, like all skin has to be skin colored, which, when you think about it, skin color varies from really white to really dark, and it's kind of funny to talk about skin color. But um, we get these ideas, trees must be a certain color, and different things like that, and we lose track of some of that creativity that we had as little kids. So she wants us to um, pick some activities that will help us to get in touch with that part of us again, that creative part of us, because that is our soul, that is our heart. Our souls are very creative, and we forget about that sometimes. And so the first chapter is called Investigating, and it's kind of like an exploratory, learning about ourselves again. This is something that I love to do. I love to do writing and questions that help me to figure out what I'm really thinking, what I'm really feeling, what I really want, things like that. And so I was really excited about this. I'm really excited about this book. So she has some examples in here of the activities, but they are just examples to give you an idea of what people do. So the first activity is to create a dream collage. Self, just a moment, please. Haha. Okay. Self-discovery, number 1. Create a dream collage or dream board. Arrange and glue images and phrases on paper. Observe your completed collage. Notice if there is a theme. Add a date and write your impressions on the back of the collage or on a separate page in your life vision notebook. So she wants us to create some kind of a notebook binder or other. I'm going to be taking these on and off as we go through this. So she has a couple of examples here on the pages. Can you guys see those? It's shining too bright. Some of the words on the first one: breathe deep, growing every day, sweet dreams, fresh ideas, breathe true to your nature, create wherever you go. So the idea is that you find your magazines or things and you just kind of pick out pictures that call to you, and you glue them on, pictures or phrases, and then afterwards you evaluate them and see what they share. So this is kind of the dream, and this is kind of, dreams can change. This is kind of to me, the essence of the dream. Not necessarily specifics, but it can be specifics. Kind of the essence of the dream that you want in your life. So the next one is what I like about myself. I'm really excited to do this one. And I may report back and share what I've done after I do some of these. Self-discovery number 2. Write for 10 minutes without stopping. There is some power in just doing that writing and just writing without editing. You just write, and it doesn't matter if it's sloppy. You doesn't matter if you spelled right. You do punctuation. You just write because your logical brain will try to take over and edit it. But if we can just kind of put that aside for now and say to logical brain, you can come back and edit later. You can come back and analyze later. Right now, we're giving the right brain permission to just creatively write. So you just give yourself permission to write. So you write without stopping for 10 minutes. What I like about myself is. What I like about myself is, and then you ... so you finish the sentence. Until you have like at least 20 sentences. So you're going to write 10 minutes and you're just going to write what I like about myself is. You can go more than 20, I'm sure. If you get stalled, just keep writing. What I like about myself is everything. So you would just keep writing that. What I like about myself is everything. What I like about myself is everything. Until another idea comes to mind and you keep writing. So until you get at least 20 ideas, you just keep writing. And if you don't have one, you write everything. And then what I like about myself is everything. Until you get another one. What I like about myself is wavy hair. What I like about myself is brown eyes. What I like about myself is my happy smile. What I like about myself is my quiet personality. What I like about myself is my heart. Things like that. So I can't really read this example, but this is how they collaged it afterwards. You can see that. The thing. So they've put it on like fancy paper with all kinds of little things, and then they put strips of words and all over. And then this one here, I feel like it's too bright to really see. I don't know. Yeah, the light is too bright for that. Maybe I could turn off the light, but I don't want to. My hand, this one has out here where it's blue. It has like you can kind of see it back further. Maybe not read it back farther, but you can kind of see what they've done. So they put what I like about myself is. They have some kind of an image that they like, and then they said things like my hands, my smile, and my new laugh lines, my caring heart, my ability to listen well, and then they just I like how I can help others blossom, and my ability to see strengths that they may not yet perceive. There's some things, I am forgiving, I am a survivor. So there's a lot of different kind of phrases there. The next one is creating a gratitude symbol. This one I really like, and I have a feeling Anne will like this one. She loves gratitude, and she loves saying thank you, and it's so fun. So this one, your self-discovery number 3, search for or create a gratitude symbol for your life vision notebook. Include any thoughts or feelings about why this has meaning for you or what it represents. So for this person, they have gratitude at the top right here. And it says, the word joy is my gratitude symbol. And they put the word joy, that's what this is. I don't know if we can get it where you can see it. Maybe you can read it there. When I feel gratitude, that's what it says here, I am full of joy, I have fresh perspective, and some of the things about it. So for them, when they tune into the word joy, they tune into the energy of gratitude, and that's their symbol that kind of creates that. This one here, on this page, my gratitude symbol, rainbow colors, they reflect my appreciation of the world around me, and then they have rainbows here with many things. And just some words about it. This one says, red is my favorite writing pen color. It says, I'm alive and vibrant. Apricot orange is the color of sunset and my creative mind, the part of me that appreciates chaos and willing to take risks. Sunshine yellow is the color of light, of illumination, of new ideas. Teal green is my favorite color, the one I think of when I'm stretching myself in new ways, and in contrast, also the color of serenity in my life. It's another color of creativity and healing and harmony, soothing, soft, slow breathingness, kindness, and generosity. Deep blue is reflective. It is the color of compromise and reserve and sensitivity, the color of night sky, soothing, quiet, infinite. Violet is a spiritual color and softens all of the hard edges, and is another color of my creativity. It is the color of the inside of my heart that holds ideas and friendships sacred. It is the color and hue of my inner wisdom. So I really like that. It's just different ways. Kind of, this one had a word this one had a rainbow, and then they explained the rainbow. And you can do it whatever way you want. These are just some examples. When I think of a gratitude symbol, one of the words that comes to mind really easy for me is peace. There's just something about stepping into the vibration of peace and being at peace that fills me with gratitude. It fills me with love. It fills me with all of those high vibration feelings that I want. That is why my power statement is I am the Empress of Peace, daughter of deity, heir to the throne of the Most High. That I am the Empress of Peace. When I do that, I get into that space. I have my mantra, my breathing mantra is I am peace, peace be still. And so I breathe in, I am peace, and I breathe out, peace be still. And that kind of helps me in my gratitude. So I could see that I would probably put something peace in there. Also, Christ tends to be a gratitude thing for me. Reminds me of that kind of thing. So I would use that too. I haven't done the activities, not really sure yet, but those are some ideas. The next section, the next activity is about life purpose. I love life purpose. So one of the things about this is that when you are living your life purpose, a lot of times we get caught up in the doing thing. Life purpose is about being. It's about experiencing. And so you could have circumstances or roles that you fulfill or callings that you fulfill, and you always tend to bring this essence of things to it. And so that's what this is about. This kind of almost a theme or an essence of who we are that shows up in everything we do, that is actually our purpose. So self-discovery number 4. Generate a dozen or so life purpose statements by writing one after another as quickly as you can for about 3 to 5 minutes. Begin each statement like this. The purpose of my life is. Study these sentences and looking for the common elements, then synthesize them into a concise phrase or two. Think of a symbol or picture that represents your life purpose and create an illustrated page of images and words. So this one here, this example here it's like got a picture of like flowers up here, and there's little butterflies here. You know me, I love butterflies. To love, understand, and connect is one of theirs, and to learn, grow, and teach is another one of theirs. I feel called to share this. Author Marxist Senator writes, when we know who we are, when we understand the context, the particular texture, tone, and values of our lives, we find our worthwhile purpose. So one person's life purpose, for example, is simply to create peace. Another's is to learn and contribute. So that's kind of an example. These are just kind of your little essences. The purpose of my life, this one's here. Says the purpose of my life is to bring clarity of ideas and possibilities, to offer light and insight to others. And then they have just this little symbol that kind of for them represents that. So whatever represents it for you. And the next is what I've learned about myself from life. And this one is an interesting little chapter or section to read. Self-discovery number 5. Take notes as you reminisce about each 5 to 7 year period throughout to the present. Then write for 10 minutes, finishing this thought. What I've discovered or learned about myself is. Design a page of images and words that portray what your life's experiences have taught you so far. Okay, so what I'm reading is this little purpley section of each page or each section. I'm not reading through this, I'm just kind of talking about it. So we talked about how um, if you go with the chakra system, it's every 7 years. I feel like for me, it's probably 6 years. That's just intuitively. If I were to look at the first 6 years of my life, I would ask what I learned from that period of my life. And then I would look at from like when I was 6 to 12 and what I learned. And that kind of fits in with like from 0 to 6 was kind of before school, preschool. I mean, I started school and had the first couple of years, but it kind of feels like this learning stage of how to be alive. And then 6 to 12 for me is like the elementary years. And then my parents got divorced when I was 12, and so my whole world changed anyway. And then 12 to 18 was kind of like the teen years. And then from 18 to 24, I definitely can see that there's a theme in that area. And so for me, it feels like 7 years, or for 6 years. But for some people, they'll resonate with 7 years. Some people will want to look at it every 5 years. And so you can kind of look at the themes. Now, so say 46, I would have 4 years of the last, so I could look at the last 4 years for my last section, even though, so it would be like from 42 to 48. But if you are a person who goes up by 5 years, then it would be like from 40 to 45, and now here I've only got 1 year in on and actually technically I've only got 4 or 5 months since my birthday, so you can kind of divide it, but from 5 to 6 years, 5 to 7 years, kind of look at each area of your life, write down some of the things you learned from that area of your life, and then afterwards you write down what I've discovered or learned about myself is. So you kind of compile them all and you decide what you've learned. So what their examples, it's what I've learned from my life I've lived is, and then they've kind of got pictures to explain it. I don't know if their pictures correspond with different parts of their lives. So maybe this person is only in their early 30s and they've got sections from each part. I'm not sure. I've learned, this is the bottom section, I love learning and helping others to learn academically, physically, and spiritually. I value, appreciate, and enjoy diversity. The creative process brings me joy. I am deeply connected to the woods. That's what they've learned. This one over here is set up a little differently. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of almost grid-like. It's almost divided into 16. But then they have like this picture that covers two, this that covers two, this covers two. So the words here, this is a picture of like mountain. This is a flower. This is a little girl. Oh, and I think that's one of the things that you were supposed to do as well is maybe put a picture of yourself, either now or from the past, but they put a picture of themselves. This says, I am determined. I love the unknown. In my future, I intend to surprise possibility. I have potential. And this one says, what I have discovered about myself is I am very afraid of doing things, but I don't allow fear to bind me. That's pretty powerful. And the next one is the value of writing by design. Self-discovery number 6. Write for 10 minutes without stopping, completing this thought. My light. My light, dot, dot, dot. And you just complete that thought. And then design a page of images and words that reflect your thoughts. Our first thoughts are some of the most powerful thoughts that we have, especially if we're not editing them. So when you just let yourself just write like this, we're allowing ourselves to really express ourselves. And this is the example I have here. And it says, my light is still innocent after all these years, after all this mileage. My light is wise. It knows the answers to my questions, those I ask as well as those I have no words for. My light whispers, remember who you are. It is always present. It is a present from God. Sweet little light, happy little light, kind little light, wise little light. So that's kind of a fun little thing that they did, and you're still completely different. Okay, so my light, dot, dot, dot. That will be a fun one for me to do. Light is actually one of my words for this year. So that will be really powerful for me, I think. And the next one is what brings you joy. Self-discovery number 7. Brainstorm a 35 to 40 item list of what brings you joy. Design a page that illustrates this for you. There is also an alternative for this. An alternative. Why is it stopped? It's like paused or something. That was weird. Hopefully it doesn't have weird glitches. An alternative is what are your favorites? What's your favorite book, season, color, fruit, candy, food, restaurant, hobby, flower, holiday, vacation spot, song, movie, and so on. So instead of doing a brainstorming 35 to 40 items of what brings you joy, you could list all of your favorites because your favorites. If it's your favorite, then obviously it brings you joy. And so they'll some of the things that bring this person joy is one of them is a full night's rest, reading a well-written book, learning a new insight. I just read a few of them. I'm not going to read the whole thing. This one is about looking at seasons, holding a grandchild, which I totally get. I love my grandbaby. Feeling approved by God in my life. So there's just different things in your own pictures that will help you to tune in. And part of the idea is that you just glance at these and it brings all that energy of love and joy and whatever it is about it to you. This one, self-discovery number 8, I think it's interesting that it's number 8 because you'd think it would be number 1. Create a cover page for your life vision notebook with a title and an illustration and include a current photo of yourself and the date. You can use a spiral notebook or a binder, whatever you want to do. So this is where you're going to collect all of these things. You can use a binder. And so you've discovered all these things, you've investigated these things about yourselves, and now you are creating a cover for it. So it's kind of your thing. And here's her example in the book. It says Root, Wings, and Meaningful Things. That's a fun title. And it's LMD Youngblood, May 2003. So she has a picture of herself and a picture of like flowers with a bird bath in it. So you can you create your own title for your own book, and you put your name and your date and a picture. And this is you're creating this book that when you look through it, it just inspires you to be who you are. Self-discovery number 9. Generate a list of areas in your life where you are interested in designing what you want. So you can go through and people will give you all the areas that they have for you, but you actually can choose your areas. And I think this is more important or more intuitive. So maybe you don't really care about improving your money, but maybe it is on your list. And maybe, like for me, I have homeschool on my list. Most people would not have homeschool on their list. But I homeschool some of my kids, so it's an important thing for me. It's something I want vision about, right? These could include areas such as health, finance, home, family, and other relationships, spiritual development, career or professional plans, education, learning, contribution, recreation, travel, relaxation, personal growth, self-care, and that's just to name a few. So you're just going to make your own list, your intuitive own list. Technically, you could Google some lists to get some ideas if you want to, but you kind of know what you want in your life and what areas you feel like you need to focus on. There are probably several sub-goals and desires under each area you list. These will eventually require a more detailed focus. Once you have a list, design a page or a collage of words and images to keep as a reference. So this one here just kind of has a little picture, like a modern artist picture, and they just list the words. And this one here has a title, and it's The Seeds of My Future. Less clutter, time in nature, quiet space, new boundaries, exercise, whole foods, healthy. So they have actually titled their areas and then have it in, and they have a picture of trees and seeds. This one here, I like this one. This one is actually set up with, it says My Life in the circle, And then they have their areas out on the rays of the sun. I like that one. I know people who've done this, like there's this whole process out there. They actually tell you the areas, but they do like a mind, and then they have areas coming out from your mind. So if that resonates with you, then you can do that. Okay, so that is all of chapter 1, and that is about investigating. Sorry, that kind of went long. And the idea is just to be creatively coming up with these things, creating a visual so that when you look at it, you think, oh, gratitude, or you look at, yep, that's what I'm doing in my life, that kind of thing. And so as I continue to read these chapters, I will continue to make videos and upload them as I do the activities in them. I may or may not share that with you as well, just kind of the insights, the things that I've learned from that. Thank you so much for watching. This will be a great activity for helping you let your light shine, right? Because it will help you to really discover who you are. So remember, everybody, to let your light shine, big, bright light, and beautiful. And I'll see you guys next time.